Hey everybody, my name's Michael. Who am I? Well, let's start with where am I? I'm in Wisconsin. I live in that house right there. I rent this house, and I'm on, there's a lot of land here, about 220 acres. This video is the start of a new channel, and the channel is about investing. I am a professional investor. I've been successful at it. Been doing it, what I would say, nearly full-time for 5 years. As many of you know, I've traveled around the world, so I haven't necessarily worked a 9-to-5 job, but it used to be 2 hours here, 1 hour there, and now it's, I'm working full days. And so I'm making this video in order to help you understand what just happened with GameStop and open a doorway for you to actually take what happened and give you an opportunity that you can then go through if you want to go through it or not. And I think you're going to find this pretty exciting, pretty fun. And so we're just going to take you from outside to inside. And those are some woods I like to walk in. You know, there's about 200 acres here, so I like to go for walks. I like to go for hikes around here. And I really enjoy my time here. So here we go. We're going to get down to business and knock my feet off. Here we go. Entering my house. Welcome to my home. Of course, I got those Adidas slides. You got to have Adidas slides, but we're going to skip them for the video's sake. I'm just going to leave my boots on. Hope you guys are all right with that. Welcome to my home. You know, I'm not going to give you a tour, but just you can glean what you will from the back of here. This says something about me. I'm quite a patriot. I love the United States, and I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to live in this country. So check it out. Now, what are we talking about today? All right, we are talking about what happened with GameStop, and you're like, well, what's the deal? Like, what did happen with GameStop? What's this all about? All right, and we're going to talk to you about this guy right here because he is at the center of it. All right, and this guy is pretty amazing. GameStop, if you're watching this video, then you already know what happened. It shot up like crazy. And what I'm about to explain to you is it wasn't just a freak accident, okay? And this guy knew that it was probably gonna happen. And he knew it like for over a year, all right? So check this out, all right? Here is his portfolio, a screenshot of his portfolio right now. $46 million is the value of the portfolio that contains his GameStop holdings, okay? And he bought options, which gives you leverage, all right? But he didn't just like roll the dice and put his money into that. He started with a much smaller amount, okay? This is back from over a year ago, $113,000, okay? Then he's posting an update every month, okay? Here's November of 2019, $230,000, all right? Here's Q1, why didn't you put a date on this? Well, it's the next month. He's down to 83,000 because there was a terrible earnings report, all right? Then he's down to 42,000. This guy holds his position. This was January, this was over a year ago, January 2020. He's at $45,000, down from $230,000, which if you haven't experienced a loss like that, you don't know what it feels like. And it's incredibly hard to hang on to your position. You have to really believe in what you've invested in. You know, it's like the level of Elon Musk investing all of his money into Tesla and SpaceX when they were likely to go out of business, right? And he did it because he believed in it so much. And this guy held. So look at this. He holds something that's worth $42,000, and today it's worth $46 million, okay? Now, if that's just a gamble, there's nothing to respect about that. But the fact is, this guy's got a YouTube channel that's incredible. I started watching it, and his analysis is amazing. The quality of his videos is great. You know, he's higher quality stuff like newer consoles. He's telling you about his research. He's got charts. He's got a pretty cool little like flow chart here to walk you through the topics. And he's got these great spreadsheets. Now, he was saying back 6 months ago, he was talking about GameStop. Basically, this guy was analyzing all different types of stocks. He had a tracker like that looked at like 3,500 stocks, right? But he zeroed in on GameStop because he said, hey, here's the thing, man, everybody's writing this company off like they're for sure going out of business. But guess what? They're undervalued even if they do go out of business. They're undervalued just based on their book value of their assets, their enterprise value, which means like the value of the company if they just sold everything and just took the cash. But he says, you know what? Nobody is giving them credit for the fact that they could revolutionize their business. All right, so check it out, man. He holds his position, and what really was the catalyst for this skyrocketing event was in January, I believe it was January, it was announced that Ryan Cohen and some of his team was going to join the board of GameStop. And I said, well, who's this Ryan Cohen guy? You know, who is this guy? Chewy, that doesn't sound so impressive. Yeah, he founded Chewy, which is delivering pet food before Amazon was super dominant, okay? But check it out. Here, I just read his wiki. And what speaks volumes about Ryan Cohen is not these achievements, which are great, selling a company for $3.5 billion to PetSmart. But here's what really says the most about this guy. Following the sale of Chewy in 2017, he made a significant investment in Apple, becoming the largest individual shareholder in the tech company with 1.55 million shares. Okay, so he literally had, and in September, he disclosed a 10% stake in GameStop, okay? So this would have really emboldened our investor here. Now, the guy who I'm talking about in these videos his Reddit name is Deep Fucking Value, okay? That's his Reddit name. And he posted on Reddit, these gains that I was showing you, right? So he would post his gains every single month. He'd put an update, and he's really like the centerpiece of the whole movement that motivated everybody to pile into this stock, right? So he would have seen Ryan Cohen's move in September, and it would have been emboldened by it. And when you look at the Ryan Cohen, the fact that he was willing to commit that much to Apple that late in the game is super impressive. In 2017, to become the biggest individual shareholder is incredible. That means you have incredible conviction in what you do, right? And that stake today, I think, is worth whatever, 1.5 million. I think it's worth maybe $200 million, right? So that says a lot about Ryan Cohen and about who he is, and he really puts his money where his mouth is. So what's the takeaway from this? Why am I even telling you? Why are we going through this story? If you want to see, if you're not familiar with Wall Street Bets, right? So it's like a Reddit, it's like a messaging platform, right? And anybody can post on it. And really, that guy, Deep Fucking Value, is one of the users, right? You can Google it, or his username is Deep Fucking Value, right? He became a star because he was holding on to this. I showed you how his portfolio went down to 42,000. He held, and then now he's up at 46 million. And people were commenting on his stuff all the way along. Most people were saying you're crazy, or a lot of people were saying you're crazy, but people were cheering him on. Somebody made this hilarious comment. They said, it's great knowing that even when I have a rough day, I can rest assured that someone is balls fucking deep long calls on GameStop, which is fucking great. Oh, here we go. I might have to just drink this honey. To get my energy up. When you find a good pair of shoes, buy 3 pairs at least. I got like 3 pairs of these. New Balance 625s. They're sick. All right, so check it out. Deep Fucking Value. Now the guy is, they ran a Wall Street Journal story on him because like Wall Street, they're trying to explain, hey, what's going on here? How did this happen? Here, check it out. There's this guy, the story they ran. Keith Gill is his name. But what are we talking about? Why am I talking to you about this? What's the point? Mike? Get to the point. The point is a doorway has been opened for me. Me as a professional investor, I always just do my own research. I stay in my own bubble. I don't talk to any other professional investors on a regular basis. And I pretty much only share my insights with my friends. Now check it out. What I've realized is that through Reddit and other messaging boards and YouTube, there's legitimate sources out there who have legitimate research. And yeah, you got to filter through the noise, right? But you got to do that anyway. There's tens of thousands of stocks out there, and if you're going to invest, you have to be willing to search through the noise, right? But why search through the noise of 10,000 stocks? You're better off to search through the noise of the messaging boards and find the credible people, and then give them a look. And the thing is, everybody sees what happens with GameStop, but nobody cares to actually say, how do I look at what happened, learn a lesson from it, and apply it and make money from it? And how do I know that nobody's doing that? Because look at this guy's YouTube channel. He just was the architect of the biggest revolution in the biggest financial news of 2021, something that's never happened before. And his YouTube channel has 138,000 subscribers. There's 3 billion people that have seen headlines for the whole week about this event. He's got a cover story. It's huge, and only 138,000 subscribers. And how many people go back and say, who is this guy? Nobody. There's 6,000 people watch that video, 15,000, 3,000. Here's his first video that's dedicated to GameStop. Where is it at? Probably this one. 212,000 views right here. Okay? And then we got this one that's a shorter one, 45,000 views. So people are just looking at it, they're saying, oh man, I could have rolled the dice and won the lottery and I didn't, whatever. Check it out. Go and look at the sequence of events. Figure out who was the person behind it. What you find is this guy, Keith Dill, Roaring Kitty is his YouTube channel. Not only is his YouTube stuff is pretty good, his branding's hilarious and awesome, and he's got this kitty shirt that he wears. He's a funny guy.
This channel revolves around live streams where I share my daily routine.
Look at this guy. He's freaking awesome. He's a good dude. So it's not just a dude who rolled the dice. It's a dude who works really hard, does fundamental research, is really smart, and puts it out there to share with everybody himself and what he believes. And he participates. And he had a great thesis actually on GameStop, which proved to be valuable. I think even without everybody piling into GameStop, he would have still made good money on, because he was only betting the stock would go above $12. That's where his calls were at. He had a leveraged bet that would profit him as long as GameStop went above $12 by, I think it was April of this year, and then some of them were. And then he had different strike prices, like if it went above $8 in January, right? Which it did, and it's worked out like far better than he could ever imagine, right? Like he probably thought, hey, if this works out, I'm going to turn this 200K into, 2 million, maybe 5 million, right? But now he's turned it into 46 million. And it's not even about the money. It's now people, now it raises his profile, and people like me can see, who is this guy? What's this guy about? And it just shows you, though, how few people give a fuck and how few people really care about being successful in the markets. Because if people really did care, there's no way this right now would say 138K subscribers. And you know what? I just found it, so I better hit the subscribe button now. Here we go. So I'm subscribed now. But it motivates me because I know the skills that I have. And just like my story is a little bit similar, where I looked at a lot of stocks, but then I became focused on very few at one time. I was really focused on Tesla in 2019 and 2018, 2019. Before that, I was really focused on Facebook. And now I'm really focused on Snapchat. And I'm opening up my radar to Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is they have the most dominant position in terms of trading cryptocurrency futures, right? So that's like a bridge between cryptocurrency and real money, right? It allows you to hedge your holdings of cryptocurrency or your holdings of cash versus the exchange. So anyway, that's a story for another time, right? And there's another company I've been looking at, which I find very, very interesting. But the biggest story for me right now is Snapchat. And I'm really thinking about maybe doing what this guy did for GME, more or less, where he really explains his thesis and he really puts it out there and he really sells the company, more or less. Like says, hey, here's the thing, here's the deal, here's what's going on with the company, and here's why it matters. And I'm thinking about doing that for the stocks that I believe in. And I'm also thinking about getting more involved, having my eyes open for guys like this, and not only on the message boards, but on YouTube, and even in my own personal relationships, in order to identify people who are really talented, hear them out, hear their thesis out, and now there's something else that I can act on as a professional. So it's super exciting for me. If you're interested in becoming a professional investor or becoming a successful investor, then I think it'll be super interesting for you too. And if you see kind of how I've opened a window here, check it out. We got a window there in the background, don't we? Yeah. Then what you realize is that the door is there, and all you have to do is walk through it. There's a lot of unknowns. Like if you're totally new to investing, there'd be a lot of unknowns at this point. But what I've shown you is that there's a way forward that you can choose to walk if you so please.